Hey everyone, it's Mr. Smith here. It is week 2, day 7 of new learning. I hope everyone is doing well and your families are safe and healthy at home. Before we get into today's lesson, I want to talk about a couple of things that came up last week with people who are new to Schoology. Number one, for those of you who had me for third marking period before school let out, you're already used to this a little bit. We are running A day and B day. And A days, you're going to have math, social studies, and related arts. On B days, you're going to have ELA, science, and related arts. So that means that you're only going to have 2 lessons in each subject every week. Until the last week, but we'll talk about that later. So don't expect to see math show up in each day. You're not going to have a math assignment in each day in Schoology. Also, when we're talking, for those of you who have been on Schoology, you kind of got used to being able to click through and do assignments in any order that you wanted to do them. However, now with it being new learning, it's very important that we follow the order that the assignments are put in there. We've planned it out that way. So what you are going to have to do is we have these completion rules that are in place now. And it's not just for math, it's for everybody, every subject. So, for math, science, social studies, and ELA. You have to complete, there's like a little grayed out section underneath the assignment that tells you what you must do before you can move on. So if it's a video, you have to watch the video. If it's a discussion board post, you have to post a comment on the discussion board. If it's one of those little puzzle pieces that might have a short answer question or multiple choice or matching or whatever it is, you actually have to go through and answer the questions and submit an answer before you can move on. If it is another type of assignment where you might have it, when you open up the assignment, there's a submit answer spot on the right side of your screen, then you have to submit the assignment before you can move on to the next assignment in the list. So if you have questions about that, you can feel free to contact us, but you have to follow through. So some of you are saying that assignments are grayed out. That's because you have not completed the previous assignment following what the rules are. So you have to go back and actually do the assignment before you can move on. Anyway, today's lesson is on points on the coordinate plane. And our learning targets for today are: I can describe a coordinate plane that has 4 quadrants. I can plot points with negative coordinates in the coordinate plane. And I know what negative numbers in coordinate planes and coordinates tell us. On your warm-up, you had this map, and it says this is the layout of a small town, and the locations are described in respect to the town hall. So the town hall is kind of like your center, your origin. And each grid represents 1 block. Now the first question says, describe the location of the barber shop in relation to the town hall. So we have our town hall here, and the barber shop is here. Now you can count the lines from the town hall, that blue dot, all the way to the barber shop's blue dot. And you'll see that it is 5 blocks, and it's going to be to the east because here you have your cardinal directions, and north is going up, east is going to the right, south is going down, and west is going to the left. For the second question, it says what building is located 7 blocks east and 5 blocks north of the town hall. So you have to count 7 blocks east and 5 blocks north. So east is to the right because our cardinal directions tell us that, and then 5 blocks to the north. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get that it's the firehouse. Now, for question 3, it says Violetta is at the library. So we found the library is right here. Describe how many blocks and in what direction she should travel to get to the supermarket. So, following the same pattern that we did here, I'm going to go left or right first before I go up or down. So, if she's at the library and she needs to go to the supermarket. So I'm looking at this blue dot here and the blue dot from the library. So I'm going to look up. I'm going to kind of match these up where they would intersect if I was going east. So, going east, I have go 1, 2, 3 blocks to the east, and then I come down 1, 2, 3 blocks to the south, which is what the answer that we have here, 3 blocks east and 3 blocks south. Now, the last one says Town Hall and the bank are located on the same vertical number line. The number 0 represents the location of Town Hall. So we have Town Hall here. Town Hall on the number line. What number represents the location of the bank? So when we're looking at this, what we're thinking about is this being just a vertical number line. So not necessarily on the grid, kind of like the vertical number lines you saw on Monday and last week. And we're looking for the number that would represent the bank. So you're going to go from the Town Hall here, and you're going to count up to the bank. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the number that represents on the vertical number line is 4. So we're going to get into some more graphing on these coordinate planes today. And we're going to look at all 4 quadrants. Now you might want to have a pencil ready to be able to take some notes, something to write on that might help you get through, answer these questions that are going to be coming up, and write down, where these coordinate or quadrants are. So vocabulary, the coordinate plane is divided into 4 regions called quadrants. It's called quadrants because quad means 4. Think of quadrilateral as a 4-sided figure. A quad, for those of you who ride like ATVs, the quad is like a 4-wheeler because there's 4 wheels. That's why it's called a quad. The quadrants are numbered using Roman numerals. And they start in the top right corner, so this is the first quadrant, and they go counterclockwise, so to the left, so the opposite of the way a clock normally goes. So quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. And the origin is where the x-axis and the y-axis cross or intersect. So here's your x-axis and here's your y-axis, and that's where they cross, is at the origin. Identifying points in ordered pairs. So we're trying to figure out what the ordered pair is for each of these points. So you need to look at your x-axis first and then your y-axis, because ordered pairs are written as x, comma, y. So the x-coordinate, so the number on the x-axis, comma, the y-coordinate, the number on the y-axis. If we look at point A, our ordered pair is 3, 4 because we go over 1, 2, 3, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to go left or right first before you can go up or down. It's kind of like an elevator. You have to walk to the elevator first before you can take it up or down. If we look at point B, we have -4, +2. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 to -4, and then up to +2. For point C, it goes over to -5, and then down to -3. For point D, we go over to +4 and down to -2. Now, looking at these quadrants, quadrant 1, the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate both are positive numbers. Every point in this quadrant will have a positive x value and a positive y value. If you look at point B, every ordered pair in here will have a negative x value and a positive y value. If you look at point C, every point will have a negative x value and a negative y value. And then in quadrant 4, if you look at model with point D, we have a positive x and a negative 2. Here we have an example for points on a map. So here's a diagram of school. Use the diagram to answer the following questions. What ordered pair represents the art studio? Well, the art studio is here. Now the number's not necessarily written here, but we can count 1, 2, 3 to negative 3, and then up 1, 2 to positive 2. So here's our ordered pair, negative 3, comma 2. So our x-coordinate first, comma, and then our y-coordinate. What is located in quadrant 4? So in quadrant 4 would be this quadrant here. So we have our gym. And what can you say about the x and y coordinates? So if you look at the x-coordinate, it is a positive number, and the y-coordinate is a negative number, because it's at positive 3, negative 4. Then, which of the area is closest to the origin? Well, the origin is where the x and y axis intersect, so the area that is closest is the office. Now, I know last week, for those of you who were on, you had these, we had this video that talked about this, but I want to discuss it again real quick. So discussion board posts, you need to explain your answer. You are not to just write the third because it is wrong, or just choose one if it's not always a multiple choice. If we ask you to explain for each one, that means you're going to explain for each one. Responding to this discussion board post, you need to say you agree or you don't agree, and then explain why. You cannot just put I agree or I don't agree, or click the little like to give them a little smiley face. For Google Doc problems with explanations, here's a perfect explanation, here's one without an explanation. For Google Doc submissions, after you finish it, you're going to click Submit Assignment. You're going to, when you do that, you're going to see this box here. You're going to click Resources, and then you're going to click the Apps. When you click the Apps, you'll see this Google Drive Resource app open up, and you'll have all of your Google Drive assignments. You're going to click the little gear next to the assignment you want to input, and then you're going to Import File. And that is how you, and it'll automatically do it. That's how you submit a Google Doc assignment. Short answer questions on this little puzzle piece. This is a great answer with an explanation. No explanation will not be accepted. We will be telling you that you need to go back and fix it. Speaking of which, feedback. You need to go back to your assignments and look for feedback from your teachers. Discussion board posts and your Google Doc assignments, easy way to find feedback on these, what we call the test or quiz thing. It's a little puzzle piece. You're going to go to My Submissions, and you're going to actually look at your submission, and you're going to see this little thought bubble, and that tells you that there's feedback there for you. On your next activities, you have to match the order pair to the point. You're going to complete an archery coordinate plane activity through Desmos. You're going to have another Desmos activity where it says which point. Then you're going to have a cool down target practice. And then there's an honors activity. Again, the honors activity is for honors students. If you are not an honors student and you wish to try, you're more than welcome to try. But honors students, I do expect you, and Mrs. Tyler expects you to complete those activities. Our office hours. Mine are Monday through Friday from 2 to 3:30. Mrs. Tyler is 9 to 10:30. Mrs. Langen is 10 to 11:30. Mr. Lenhart he's got morning and afternoon hours. You can find the link in the Zoom link in Schoology. You can ask for help, how to navigate things, how to do certain things, or if you just want to talk, you can also send us a message through Schoology, and we will respond back to you. I hope you guys have a good day and a good rest of your week, and look forward to hearing from you in either through message or in Zoom. See you guys later. Bye.